Thank you for joining us for Realtor Talk today. Our topic of discussion today is buying a home versus renting a home. And so we're going to talk about that in a way that hopefully will provide some information that might be helpful to the audience. Joining me today is Mari Tusch, the manager of Alliance Title and Escrow, Tanessa Permann, an Eagle Home Loans mortgage specialist, and I'd like to let them take a minute and introduce themselves and tell you the specialties that they bring to the industry. Mari?
Okay. I told Darsi I've been a homeowner for 45 years, a landlord for 30 plus years. I'm a former realtor with over 20 years experience full-time in the real estate market, and I currently manage Alliance Title and Escrow, where I've been for more than 10 years. It's been most interesting the last 3 years.
Everything's been most interesting the last 3 years. Tanessa?
My name's Tanessa Permann, and I'm a mortgage loan officer with Eagle Home Mortgage. I've been in the mortgage business for 10 years, and I love the job of helping homeowners accomplish their dreams of either being first-time homebuyers or moving experienced homeowners up to their dream home. I understand that homeowners don't get mortgages often, and educating clients through that process is always rewarding. We offer numerous financing plans, including conventional, FHA, VA, Idaho housing, and rural development.
Education's kind of the key in this market right now because things are on a constant change cycle. I am Darsi Johnson. I am the broker owner of ERA, the Brokerage here in Pocatello, and I have been in real estate sales and management for nearly 20 years in Southeast Idaho. And it is a challenge in today's market. Today's economy has certainly presented more challenges than we've seen in any of our history in this industry. Home values have declined, unemployment rates have risen, and our nation's economy has undergone some pretty dramatic changes, financially and emotionally. And the general tendency as those changes occur is that we all hunker down and do nothing, which is not a bad thought unless you are a potential buyer, because home buying values right now are phenomenal. There's a lot of inventory to choose from. Rates haven't been this low, quite frankly, since I Love Lucy premiered in black and white television. And I think financing is one of those things that maybe we should talk about a little bit. There's been a shift in qualifying, for sure, and the guidelines have changed dramatically. And I think that's led some potential home buyers to believe that they can't qualify for a loan. So tell us how those shifts have made.
There have been shifts, but there also are loan choices that are available with lower payments and flexible guidelines. In general, qualifying for a mortgage has become more challenging. There are more stringent requirements for borrowers to meet in order to qualify for a mortgage, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible. There are ample products available to fit a borrower's specific circumstances or needs. When qualifying for a mortgage, a credit rating is very important, and with strong credit ratings, there are available programs with maximum financing with as little as $500 out of pocket to get into a home. If a potential home buyer doesn't know their credit rating, they should make it a priority to talk to a mortgage professional and find out if they do qualify for what programs they would qualify for. And with interest rates at unbelievable lows, there really hasn't been a better time to buy. There are lots of opportunities with financing to purchase a home.
A credit score, you mentioned a credit score. Does that mean that somebody can't have had a ding or two on their credit? And does that mean that they can go to like a credit reporting TransUnion kind of website and run their credit report? Or how does that different with you?
They can. Typically when you go online and run one of those credit scores, you either get your credit report without a score or you get one score. And when you qualify for a mortgage, we pull a tri-merge credit report, which means all three credit bureaus give us all three scores and we take the middle of the three. You have to have a certain requirement for each loan program on a credit score basis to qualify for that program. All programs are different on what they require. So it would be better to talk to a mortgage professional and have them kind of walk through that than to try to do it on your own to pull them individually through each bureau.
And there's no obligation to talking
There's
to
no
a mortgage
obligation.
professional.
No, and if there are dings on your credit, that doesn't automatically disqualify you, but there may be some work that needs to be done in order to qualify you.
So not only are we in this market, as we talk to tenants who are potential home buyers, helping them understand what their credit looks like, but we're helping work through some of those issues that maybe have been part of their past
Exactly, exactly. And also back to education and training people what they need to look for and what they need to do in order to have those good credit ratings, because now, more than ever, whether you're getting a mortgage or getting insurance or getting a job, credit matters.
It's true.
Yes, it does.
Based on what's happening with foreclosures and short sales and all of those kind of transitional things in this market, title insurance has changed dramatically too. So what are you seeing as things come to the table to close that maybe you didn't see 10 years ago, Mary?
Well, first off, it's a lot more complicated, and a lot of times you're dealing with sellers who are out-of-state mega corporations with more departments than you can keep track of, and they have systems and things that, you know, work for them in all 50 states, and it makes it more challenging on a local level to be able to accommodate all of those needs. The closing process itself is more complicated. The title searches are more complicated because of the foreclosure processes. But you know, we like you mentioned, we have amazingly low interest rates. Every buyer now is making some kind of a down payment, although like Tanessa said that they're low down payment still available, but every buyer has to make some kind of an investment into their home. And we're finding that when the buyers come to the closing table now, they are much better informed and educated than they were in the past. There was a lot of that glazed over look in the past about just signing, and I think a lot of those people that had the bad loans that they couldn't make the payments on really knew that, and yet they were convinced that they could, and so they just kind of came with this deer in the headlights look. Now they come as informed and educated. It's really been a big difference.
Home ownership is definitely a choice, and I do think that we as professionals have to educate our client base a little bit more, because there is a choice, and one of those choices is remaining a tenant in a market such as this. But there are some incredible advantages to purchasing a home, some things that are not just financial but emotional as well. And as we think about those things, now is an awesome time to buy. The inventory is massive. We have in Power County and Bannock County nearly 800 homes on the market, and that's a pretty incredible number. So sometimes it's like a menu in a big restaurant. There are too many choices, and sometimes that becomes the issue of the day as you deal with clients, is that they can't make a choice, and it is a choice. As we look at that role of homeownership, there is a role that we all play. Without tenants, investors wouldn't be able to rent their properties, and without real estate investors, many homeowners wouldn't be able to sell their properties or move to the next job or the next investment. Without sellers, there would be nothing for potential home buyers to purchase, and without buyers, this entire process would fail. And I think that's part of what the economy has tried to roll us into, is that buying now is a positive idea based on the fact that prices are lower, inventory is greater, and financing is an incredible option right now. What are rates running right now?
Rates for a conventional 30-year loan have been running in the low 4s. Same with an FHA 30-year. Low 4s.
And I know that Idaho Housing has some programs, and as we talk about tenants becoming buyers, a lot of times we're talking about Idaho Housing first-time home buyer programs. What are Idaho Housing rates running right now, and what's the advantage of looking into the Idaho Housing? What's the difference, Tanessa?
Idaho Housing rates are similar. Idaho Housing offers programs that other mortgage companies or banks don't offer for first-time home buyers. Idaho Housing does have a 100% program for first-time home buyers, where you can get into the house for $500 down with strong credit. They also have some available second mortgages that help with the down payment or the closing costs for buyers who may not have that initial investment completely saved up. So it's a good outlet for first-time home buyers. They also do have some grant funds that are still available.
Grant funds as in they don't have to pay them back if they qualify for them?
Grant funds they do have to be paid back when the home is sold.
Okay.
It's not free money, but it is a no interest, there's no payment on it. It's a a silent lien, and when you sell the house, you pay it back in full.